career marks. That was touchdown number 56 in the career of Tyler Bell. He's now one short of Brandon Wimbush for the school record. Larkin on the return. He's got a burst right up the middle, and no one's going to touch him. Larkin shot out of a cannon, 87 yards to the house, and just like that, the Spartans take the lead right back.
On the side of 17 North, Larkin, don't count the ball out again in the big picture, and I'm not talking non-public beat. I'm talking Del Martin St. Joe's still left on their schedule. Inside the spectacular Shannon Rose Wednesday Night Live on the Super Football Conference podcast. Yes, sir, baby.
You know what this is?
Did you park in your Bosco parking spot?
No, I didn't. You know what this is? Vin, can we hear
Is that my pink slip? Is that it? I'm done?
No. This is the DePaul offensive line.
Woo!
Who, to me, I don't care what anybody did last week, there was nobody better than these dudes. They were sensational. So this is what I want to do. We're going to end the show talking about offensive linemen. We're going to start the show because left tackle Marlon Bright, left guard Jimmy McKenzie, number 72.
Forget about
I
it.
thought was absolutely sensational.
Jimmy football.
Derek Mitros, center, first time, the junior. Wonderful. Right guard Matty Alvarez, 3-year starter, going to, as an offer from Delaware State. And Liam Orrego, the 6'5 senior, going to Stony Brook. Jim, they were the key to the game. I thought they were awful against Don Bosco 2 weeks ago. I'm not going to lie. I thought they were done. I thought this team was put to bed. And boy, did Nicky Campanelli on the bye week get these guys. And welcome back, Mr. Cotter.
Marquand Cotter, and that's is there a stronger statement to make for a football team when you have a slight lead in the game and you're trying to get up by 2 scores to put the game, and you just pretty much, I always said, Mike, the strongest form of football is predictable football. This is what we're doing. You know it's coming. Try and stop it. That's how DePaul ended that game.
Well, a week ago, the Super Football Conference had 11 unbeaten teams. Now they have 8. We'll show you some of them later in the show. One that went down was St. Peter's in this game to DePaul, 31-21. I thought defensively, and I called you after the game, I thought Pitt-bound Logan Nagel, number 32.
Yeah.
It literally was like we called his name, Jack Bartek and I, who had the call in the open. It's seemingly every play. If we didn't make his call, it was Logan Montaigne, number 41, the other linebacker. Well, he's a linebacker. A couple of times, Nagel may have missed a tackle, and Montaigne was there to clean it up. I thought their defense was physical. I thought they were angry. I think Coach Campanelli, late in the third, allowed St. Peter's to throw the football, and then I think it kind of got close, and all of a sudden it's like, wait a minute, we got to play defense now with our offense, and that's what they did. Hit it, Vin. First quarter to the ball, he's going to flex its muscles. Derek Zammit, really good protection. The A.J. Larkin, we saw him with the big kickoff return. The drive will continue. This is early in the game. When Carter, you had an idea this could be a big night, it would set up a 1-yard touchdown run by the quarterback, Derek Zammit, 7-0. Tyler Bell and St. Peter's answer. Huge night for Bell. 50 yards to guess who, Jim? Hunter Watson.
Yeah, it's funny because we saw him a couple weeks ago in victory against Seton Hall Prep. He was not impressive, and on this night, he was back to his winning ways.
Ensuing kickoff. Watch when Larkin hits the gear. Right there. He's gone. 89-yard kickoff return. Played at Bosco 2 years ago, transferred over, and all of a sudden they have the lead 14-7. They come right back down the field late in the half. Now, Derek Zammit got hurt moments earlier. Definitely wasn't at 100%. Makes a bad throw here. Intercepted by Tyre Clark. His 3rd interception of the season. So it remains 14-7 at the break.
Yeah, it was a good ball game, though. I mean, listen, this is a highly contested game in Caven Point, and you know this guy's going to make plays, but look at the defense here for DePaul. Mike, all phases, right? Special teams, offense, defense, and how about a scoop and score, baby? You gotta love it. Jackson.
Tavon Monroe with the hit, the first fumble St. Peter's had all year. Jackson Basante, Monmouth founder, scoop and score 21-7. Another St. Peter's specialty issue. Punter had his knee down, set up a short field for DePaul. They're now up 24-7. Go home, but hold on. Here come the Marauders. Late in the third, Bell, the swing pass to Abdul Toure, 24-14. Back comes St. Peter's. They cut it to 3. 8 minutes left. Bell, 267-3. Amari Jones, 24-21. Big Mo, all with the Jersey City school. Here's when Carter goes. 9 consecutive carries, 70 yards. Nobody else touched the ball. They ate 5 minutes and 39 seconds on the clock. And watch the icing. Watch McKenzie, 72. Crushes him. Carter into the end zone. A huge night, a career night for Carter. 26 carries, 158 yards. And for Nick Campanelli, he couldn't have been happier. He said this kid is just so loyal. He's a program guy, had to sit, didn't transfer like everybody else does in this world when it doesn't go their way. So afterwards, he was really happy with his team. He was really happy with Carter. Ben DeVella from the Super Football Conference Network asked him just how happy he was.
Feel great, man. Really proud of these guys. You know, they had a tremendous week of practice, came out and probably played our best game that we've played this year, and we needed it. You know, it's time that we needed it, so I couldn't be prouder of these guys. It's one of the best wins we've had in a long time.
You guys were up 24-7, but St. Peter's Prep stayed determined and brought it within 3. You guys, fortunately for you guys, you guys got the win. How do you stay a good coach and a good leader for your guys?
You know, in a situation like that, they have an unbelievable quarterback who's going to keep them in the game no matter what. He played outstanding tonight. He's one of the best players in New Jersey. So we knew that the game wasn't over. We knew they were going to get back in it. I was just really proud of the way our guys responded after that. You know, it became a 3-point game, and you know our offensive line kind of took over the game from that point forward. And I can't say enough about Marquand Carter and the game he played. Man, I'm so proud of that kid, man. He's just an incredible player, great teammate. I'm so proud of everything he's done this year, man.
We don't usually run a lot of coaches' comments on these shows post-game. I wanted to get that in because as we walk off the field together, Coach Nick and myself, he was going on and on about just how much he loves Carter.
I mean, the one thing about those highlights, Mike, is, you know, all these lunatic football coaches that we know and love, they love to watch film, right? When you watch that last drive for DePaul, Marquand Carter was to the second level like that. There was no resistance at the point of attack. That was that old line. They were gashing it up front. They went hat on hat, and right away he had some daylight. You know, Nicky Camp said something in the postgame. I read the papers too, and it's an interesting thought. You know, he was like, I think Marquand Carter might be the best running back in this, you know, in this league. You know, and it's like it's kind of not the year of the running back in the league. So there's a lot of candidates, and if you're coming down to the finish line here, impact running back plays in big games here as the leaves change, as you like to say, as we get to November and the postseason. You know, the Oscar for the best running back in the Big North United is still up for grabs, and Carter threw his hat in the ring.
I said it, Jim, right from the beginning. The offensive line stole the show right from Jump Street. In the first half, DePaul ran 30 plays. St. Peter's Prep ran 12. 12 plays. That's it. Now, you have to remember, they ran 30 plays, plus they returned a kickoff for a touchdown. In that time, in the first half, they held the ball for 16 minutes and 30 seconds. St. Peter's Prep, just 7 minutes and 30 seconds.
That's more than double.
They were just so dominant in the first half and then got dominant again in the final 5.5 minutes when they had to. Partner, what can you tell me about the Cardone Cup?
The Cardone Cup?
The Cardone Cup.
I don't know.
You're not into the Cardone Cup?
I'm into it, but I don't know anything about it.
What do you know about Cosmo D. Cardone? You know anything about him?
It's Cosmo's moon.
He's got a cup named after him.
Yeah, nice.
He was a long-time
Someday you will too.
He was the long-time guidance counselor at Hanover Park.
Nice.
And his kids went to West Essex, so they're like, you know what? Let's name this game. They love this guy as a guidance counselor. They said, let's name this, game after him. Now, everyone thought it would be a good game. I don't think anybody thought it would turn into the game it was. Hanover Park, in their last 3 games coming into this game, had outscored their opponents 163-13. They were crushing people. Nick Liberato, he's the new head coach at Hanover Park this year because Dan Fulton was the 7-year head coach at Hanover Park until he went to West Essex. This was a fun game. Tight. 29-28 with 7 lead changes. Van, hit it. First quarter, second quarter tied at 7. Hanover Park's Jack Kovacs to Garrett Walters. This was a 3rd and 18. Not anymore. It was a 56-yard touchdown. They're up 14-7. Third quarter, West Essex's Jake Long played a sensational game. 39 carries, 243 yards, and 3 touchdowns. That 6-yarder tied it at 14. Here comes Park. Kovacs to Luke Borgese. 34 yards, and now that's a nice catch, getting in bounds
from the southpaw.
21-21. Fourth quarter, West Essex back in front. Long, watch this one. Rolls it left. Oh no, that's just a straight throw over the middle. Yeah, he got that one to Justin Perini. The point after good, 28-21.
Shootout.
5:26 left. Watch Kovacs. Flat out sensational. Running around like he's in his backyard, gears it up, and the lefty pops it up there to Rocco Zerpoli, 28-27. Hey, let's get the heck out of here.
Rocco, Cosmo, I love it.
Check this out. Look at the lefty. Puts it from his right hand to his left hand. That's your game winner. To Walters, so excited. I got to get a little bit of water here. Talk, Jim.
That's like a little Patrick Mahomes sort of doing it out of the book of creativity right there.
And Kovacs was great. 8 of 14, 129. And 3 touchdowns.
Using his legs to buy time for his arm. It's sort of the theme of what we're seeing with these high school quarterbacks. And listen, they have so much to play for now for this. Like Hanover Park. Perfect season on the line. My gosh, this is like incredible. And escape that one with a 1-point win.
Did you win that 50-50 raffle the other day?
I did not.
You were worried about it at Bergen Catholic.
I did. I was excited because I bought a sleeve of tickets, and people thought, hey, you're broadcasting the game. Isn't that a conflict of interest? And I was like, oh, man, you got to be in it to win it. I'm in this thing.
So that was you were thinking about that all game, but what have you been thinking about the rest of the time?
Well, because we started out the day, Mike, in that great backyard, in Doc's backyard, right there, Bergen Catholic, the great tailgate, and you met the legendary Mike Campanelli back there. He's still the freshman football coach at Bergen Catholic. Mike Campanelli. Mike, this guy, and him and Tony Carthage, I started thinking, because a few weeks ago, Tony Carthage started coaching football at Bergen Catholic as the head coach in 1974, Mike. 1974. And now he's coaching the defense 50 years later for St. Joe's. Okay? I mean, it's amazing what you want to talk about Mount Rushmores? The Mount Rushmore guys are still coaching. Give me Mike Campy, Vin. And then there's Coach Campy, and you look at these two guys. This is beautiful stuff here. Mike Campanelli will turn 80 on Halloween, Mike. 80 years old. He's still the freshman football coach. It's just amazing. Carthage and Campanelli. We'll have Greg Russo here a little bit later. I sat with Greg Russo today. I said, what'd you learn from Coach Campy? He said, Jimmy, I learned everything from Coach Campy. I learned just that everybody has a tough guy inside of them. And we're going to find that guy. He just wanted everybody to be tough. He was creative. He's the guy that would onside kick in the first quarter of a game if he felt like he could catch your team sleeping. And listen, man, like I said, it warms my heart that we're standing there on a Saturday afternoon and there's you and Coach Campy. And, you think about through the years, Coach Campy started coaching at Patterson Catholic as the head coach in 1987. Of course, we know him as the Paramus Catholic head coach for those great 10 years. Carthage, 338 wins. It's amazing stuff. And, so many great stories. Greg Russo telling me a story that Coach Campany used to bring his Rottweiler, Diesel. to football practice, right? So here's this big giant, 100.
He had a dog named Diesel.
Luca Brazzi, Diesel. But Diesel, as the guys were in the chutes doing the blocking drills, a couple of times he would take a snap at some of the guys and catch them on their ankle, and it was like an accepted practice. It wasn't, it was like, okay, no problem, man. But it was, listen, it's great stuff, and when I see those guys, it's just so great to see them. And they're not just like figureheads coaching; they're still freaking coaching out there, man. Yeah. Accountability, technique, the whole ball of wax. Campanelli and Carthage, great to see.
Anything else you've been thinking about? Just one this week?
That's it.
What? Wow, Van, hit it. Okay, Jim, we talked about St. Peter's Prep falling from the ranks of the unbeaten. So did East Orange. They lost to West Orange 14-13. Hit it, Vin. First quarter, West Orange going to take a 7-0 lead. Farad Green. He's going to go 7 yards. Nice little cutback right there. It's 7-0 West Orange. Second quarter, East Orange. Coach Jake's guys are going to take the lead when quarterback Zach Concepcion finds Alex Hank somewhere out there, 45 yards to the end zone. Point after no good, partner. And it would be big.
All the scoring in this game was in the first half. You knew the playmakers would show up early, and then they were going to go toe-to-toe late.
Green from 3 yards. The point after is good. EO, unbeaten no more. West Orange wins it by 1. Woo. Kinnelon, they fall from the ranks of the unbeaten, falling to once beaten Shabazz. Shabazz's only loss, the blowout to St. Peter's Prep. They double them up, 28-14. Hit it, Vin. First quarter, the Cats from Newark, they're going to strike first. Kareem coasted to Nasir Richardson, 67 yards, and Shabazz is up 6-0.
Yeah, 8-0 at the half. No Zayden McDonald, the Stanford bounder, but Shabazz under, Coach Nasir Gaines. Listen, they can play these guys, Mike. They're a huge factor.
Coasting to Brown, 11 yards, 14-0. Fourth quarter, coasting back at it to Osborne, 50 yards, 21-0. Shabazz improves to 6-1. Kinnelon unbeaten no more.
Yeah, but still some life if they beat North Warren, they win the Super Football Conference National Blue Division title. Matty Siciliano will respond.
We were excited for this game. Westwood, we thought the score would be closer. Westwood, that one hiccup against Caldwell, 34-7. Bobby Guy's guys rolling along over Ramsey. They fall to 5-2. Hit it, Vin. First quarter, Boston College bound Steve Klein. Boy, what a player. Darren Cooper talked about him last week. His best player offensively in the public schools, best player overall, 47 yards, 11 carries, 141 yards, 6-0. Ramsey answers. Justin Favada, we've talked about him a lot this year. Over the middle to Roberto Coates, 29 yards. The point after is good. They lead by 1. Not for long, Jim.
Oh, man. Because Bruno Vega, don't forget, this guy walked out of Westwood High School as a freshman in June, came back as the sophomore, sensational starting superstar.
What about that? The moves in the backfield, then he drops it in Klein's bucket. 13-7. Second quarter, the route was on. Your boy Vega again to Eddie Rasmussen.
Bruno!
18 yards. 34-7. Wide open was Eddie in the end zone.
You love this stuff because, what is Stevie Ball game, Stevie Klein going to do at Boston College? I don't think he's going to be scoring a lot of touchdowns, carrying the ball, catching the ball. But in high school football, when you have a generational player like Stevie Klein, you use them any way you can.
West Milford, they improved to 7-1. They crushed Sparta. Sparta falls to 5-3, 31-0. The team rushed for over 300 yards. We will have more and meet some of the Highlanders later in this show.
And those guys are going to be pumped up. You see that victory gives them a share of the Super Football Conference Patriot Red title. They haven't had a division title, in 21 years. 2004. The big boys, the big cats up front.
Do you know when a tray can count for 6?
If you get 2 of them, a tray.
Hit it, Vin.
Woo! Let's go.
So here's Talferro with another crack. Ball sits just outside the 10-yard line.
Little play action now. Taliaferri under duress, slings it downfield. Look out here, Brian Porter, the Porterhouse. Forget about it. You're not catching three from behind. Touchdown, Bergen Catholic. Taliaferri is putting on a throw.
When the game is on the line, you need a team who knows strength, recovery, and performance. At Alliance Orthopedics, we keep athletes moving, stronger, faster, and better every day. For every parent, for every athlete, Alliance Orthopedics. Better every day.
Prosperity is achieved one step at a time, with each success building on the last, transforming your money into something extraordinary. Whatever your goals, the team at Kearney Bank can help them take shape with products and services that help you master your money. Your first car, college tuition, a new home, even retirement. Let's make your dreams a reality together at Kearney Bank. See how today at kearneybank.com.
Jets fans, clear the runway. Justin Fields and the New York Jets are taking on Myles Garrett and the Cleveland Browns on Sunday, November 9th at 1 p.m. Under pressure, he'll be sacked. Be there at MetLife Stadium to experience the action and energy of Jets game day.
Justin Fields all the way to the end zone.
Lock in your seats at nyjets.com/tickets.
Welcome. Come on in.
Looking for mental health services for you or your loved ones? We have a signature way to pair you up with a therapist that meets your specific needs. At the Lucan Center, we are driven by science and led by compassion.
Thank you.
Experience the Lucan difference at any of our 7 locations in northern Jersey. Log on to lucancenter.com or call us at 201-409-0393. At Lucan Center, get Lucan centered today.
Sitting the second quarter, comes back out for the second half. Threw a dime on the last drive. They go to the ground on first down, and Dante DeLuca untouched into the end zone. Coach, that's about as good a rep as we'll possibly see from the offensive line. Rhett Morris on the left side just opening up a gap.
Big 64, Rhett Morris. We love that guy. Don Bosco.
West Virginia.
Perfect.
Love it.
We'll get to those highlights in a little bit. Now, how many times have you been to the Bergen Catholic tailgate in Dr. Mahoney's backyard?
It's got to be 6 times at least, 6 or 7. Every time I go to the game now, I leave early because I want to go there. You know, Dr. Mahoney's got...
leave the game early?
No, I leave my house early.
Oh.
It's a spectacular setup.
You were into
I don't know where they get these chicken fingers.
I thought it was from the guy in the cafeteria.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know where he gets them. I mean, maybe he's making them fresh, but...
Had you ever stayed?
What a setting, though, because there's no setting like that, because the proximity of the house to the field is amazing.
And you had never seen Coach Vito talk to all the people there before, right?
Yeah, I've seen it from a distance, and it's one of these amazing little things where literally 30 minutes before kickoff, Coach Campanelli will go up to the porch, and it's like papal, and it's like Pope Vito for a moment, because you look out and he's talking to all the the Bergen Catholic hierarchy, and the great fans and the boosters and the donors and everybody at the party. And
it was a much smaller crowd than normal. Like this week, that backyard will be filled.
Yeah,
and Mahoney will invite the other school's president, athletic director. Like he and his wife Amy they open that yard up to anybody.
Oh, yeah, even the out of town teams come there and they're like, this is amazing. But his message to everybody was that tradition doesn't graduate, and he loves this group of kids. And even though the guys last year and the last 4 years have accomplished so much, everything is in front of these guys, and it's pretty cool. That is 30 minutes before kickoff.
Oh, yeah, it's great. He has them turn the music down in the stadium so everybody could hear. That was a big deal.
Doc Mahoney, yeah.
Chris Sims, Matt Sims, Mike Teal, Elizabeth High School's P.J. Walker, Sayville, Long Island's Jack Cohn, Shelton, Connecticut's Dan Orlovsky, who's now the big shot on ESPN. All of those guys played football, starting quarterbacks as sophomores in high school. That is my Mount Rushmore of guys that I've covered. Brandon Wimbush for St. Peter's Prep was not a starter.
Steele on there too?
Steele was on there.
Yeah, nice.
Steele was on there. Not one Not Chris Sims, not Matt Sims, not Mike Teal, not P.J. Walker, not Jack Cohn, not Dan Orlovsky, as sophomores could throw the football the way Bergen Catholic's Trey Taliaferri throws the football. He is flat out sensational. He's way ahead of schedule. He's at 65% playing in the Big Boy Football League, 17 touchdowns, 1 interception. What blows my mind, he has 0 wasted motion in his delivery. He's right here. He is right here. Boom.
Amazing
He's
tempo.
Never back here. He is right here. We saw it on the bump to break. Hands in his face. He'll throw it 56 yards in the air. I have run out of things to say about him.
Yeah, the tempo is spectacular. And listen, I mean, I don't think you have to be Lee Corso to say that, for St. Joe's this Saturday, okay, it's pretty simple, okay? Trey Taliaferri is either comfortable or he's not. Because if he's comfortable,
he'll eat you alive.
It's big trouble because
he had threw for 280 yards in the first half of that game.
Yeah, and which was ridiculous. And he's got the 3 junior receivers, Austin Busso, Brian Porter, and Anthony Willis. They're all progressing.
Anthony Willis is taking off. Like he in the last 2 weeks has and Vito said at the beginning of the year, his quote was, "Watch out. Watch out." But that was his quote.
Yeah, Taliaferri is with a flick of the wrist. He throws it 55, 60 yards. Again, if he's in that confidence sort of halo that we found him in this past weekend against Del Barton, it's going to be trouble. Now, listen, okay, I got my St. Joe's chart here, right? Who can make him uncomfortable? Number 0, Chaz Gray can make him uncomfortable, right? I would think his brother, number 17, Taj Gray, can make him uncomfortable. I think number 28, A.J. Ravella, can make him uncomfortable. There's a lot of guys when you look at this St. Joe's defense, and there's too many to list. But listen, this is the strategy for St. Joe's this week. They have to knock Taliaferri's confidence a little bit. They have to put his feet in the fire a little bit. They got to make him deal with adversity a little bit, okay? Because if he sits back and surveys the field, it's going to be a long day.
You know who's going to be the key to Bergen Catholic's offense? Dante Kane, because I'll tell you what, that cat can come up from his spot in the backfield, and he knows how to block. I think he'll be in that backfield all day making blocks. So you're picking St. Joe's. That's what it sounds like.
Listen, I think St. Joe's is going to be ready. They've lost 2 games, Mike. They lost a game with 71 seconds left on a 2-point conversion, and they lost a game that was all square after 48 minutes of Don Bosco in overtime on a field goal.
Trey, 14 of 20, 331 and 4. Hit it, Vin. First quarter, the BC defense would come out smoking. Joshua Cruz off the edge, forces the fumble. Bergen recovers, and a few plays later, senior Najee Calhoun would get the first of his 2 touchdowns from 3 yards out, 7-0 Crusaders.
Yeah, last thing Del Barton could do was give them a short field goal for turnover. They certainly did that. But Del Barton, Mike, would have a little moment here early in the game. I don't think our guy, DeFury, likes seeing the U.S. Navy set up for the old-timer Jordan Thomas because he's going to Army, and Army guys don't like Navy guys.
And he is going to Army with that speed, and Teferi goes 80 yards. They tie it at 7. Enter Trey Taliaferri. Watch him snap this throw off 54 yards to Busso. Watch this. Tempo. Bam. There's 0 wasted motion. His footwork is impeccable. He's terrific inside the tackle. They have the lead for good.
Mike, I think one guy we have to start talking about what's in store for him at the next level is Busso. This guy runs a sub 4.4. I mean, Jordan Thomas, one of his 2 picks in the game. But Busso is becoming a superstar before our eyes in his junior year.
And this is all I'm going to say. Here's how I'm going to describe this throw. It's sick. Man in his face, and he throws it 46 yards in the air to BP. What do you call him, the porterhouse?
Hey, come on. We're at the Shannon Rose. They got great porterhouses here, so why not number 3 for Bergen?
Late in the half, Bergen Catholic really feeling it, wants to put this one away. We talked about him before. Anthony Willis just keeps getting better and better. Big catch here to get him deep late in the half.
Calipari's got options now, and the options seem like they've grown since the beginning of the season, right? This is a team growing and building as they go along.
Look at Kane, max protect, great job, snaps it off to Busso, 28-7. Third quarter, Calipari, who with that throw has already thrown 3 touchdowns in 4 games this year. This is best. His 4th of the season to Willis, 22 yards, running time in the game. This is amazing for high school football. 3 receivers with 85 yards or more in receptions. Porter, 135 on 5. Busso, 104 on 4. Willis, 85 on 4. It's sensational.
It's that, Mike, but let's face it, right, buddy? It's the game within the game now, because over the course of the next 5 weeks, first we're going to see St. Joe's this week, and then eventually down the road. Now we know, listen, we're sitting right here in the backyard of Don Bosco. They did a really good job against Trent Taliaferri the first time. He didn't have a touchdown pass in the second half of that game. They didn't score a touchdown in the second half of that game. 14-9. So the second round between Bosco and Bergen, the first round here, St. Joe's and Bergen. The next time, St. Peter's and Bergen. Like, the game within the game is how you deal with Trey Taliaferri, and it's easier said than done, but it's a great challenge that you just look forward now to going to watch teams go up against Bergen just to see how he's going to throw it.
Is St. Joe's playing this week, Vin? Let's see. So in the preseason, nobody's had a more bizarre season than the Green Knights of St. Joe's. Their game scrimmage with Darien, Connecticut, 4 days they were supposed to, 4 days before the game, Darien said, we're not coming. They opened the year with a forfeit against Riverdale Baptist. They said, we're too hurt. They're up big against St. Joe's College. Then St. Joe's closes the gap, intercepts a return, go home. Waste of time game against Cardinal Hayes. C.J. O'Neill's guys are really struggling up there in the Bronx this year. Paramus Catholic, I thought their offense was awful against you guys that day.
But they played tough football, kept us out of the end zone.
St. Peter's, they could have won. Don Bosco, they could have won. And then this week, a forfeit against Pope John. So that takes us to this, Vin. On Saturday, they go to Bergen Catholic, and on Halloween night to Paul.
Hey,
I have no idea what to make of St. Joe's other than they need to win this week. Augie Hoffman and that coaching staff has to win one of these big games in the regular season.
Listen, the two forfeits is ridiculous, right? I mean, that's just
bizarre.
Ridiculous. I mean, but listen, the first one is kind of predictable. Fear was a factor for an out-of-state team, losing some guys on their roster, reading all the summer clips about St. Joe's. They didn't come. Now, the Pope John one is, I mean, what are you going to do? The team got Coxsackie, like a foot and mouth disease, right? Listen, again, I know you've been hearing this from me all week, okay? St. Joe's' schedule has been very discombobulated, right? Man. They can get very combobulated with a victory at Bergen Catholic this week, okay? It's all in front of them, okay? It's all in front of them.
Bosco had no trouble on Saturday, staying perfect on the season out there in West Orange against Seton Hall Prep. Here we go, first quarter, Carson Shane. Going to roll the pocket a little bit, a little play action, just flip it out there to Andrew Wilson, and 2-5 would take care of the rest. Had a bit of a convoy, makes a nice move there, has some good downfield blocking, and there he goes.
He's just a 10th, just a sophomore too, Mike Wilson. Woo, that is nice.
So Shane sat down after that. Soon after that, Dylan Rona, who began the year at quarterback, he would play a lot in this game and play very well.
You like it too. Dylan Rona is a captain. He is a quarterback. He's a junior on this team. They got a lot of faith in him throwing the football right here to Zakai Murphy. And it was Rona's game after this, Mike.
Yeah, Rona 7-8, 51 yards in that touchdown. Colin Brennan got into the scoring act from 7 yards out, 40-7. So Don Bosco, they stay perfect on the season. Give it to me, Vin. There's 8 left that have played perfect football in the Super Football Conference. Bosco, we told you, Old Tappan against Wayne Hills. In this game, Old Tappan, Brian's Dunn's Golden Knights just continue to win. 585 yards of total offense.
No,
585. 585. Here's how it sounded on the Wayne Hills High School television network.
So here is Old Tappan now with great field position here on their first possession of the game. Maselli is going to drop back to pass. He's firing one way downfield. He has a man wide open. Touchdown, Old Japan. Leo Eder with the touchdown. Yeah, Maselli seems to be spreading the ball pretty evenly. I mean, he has thrown to Eder twice. As he's back to pass again, and he's got Shane Small. Small has some room on the sideline, and he is into the end zone. And Old Japan strikes again, making this a 12-0 ball game. So here is Maselli. He's just going to fire. It's intercepted by Wayne Hills. What a play by Chase Canning. He's out in front. No one's going to get there. Pick 6, Wayne Hills. Talk about a momentum. Here's Maselli, the handoff. Rodon is into the end zone, picks up his 4th touchdown on the ground, and extends this lead 39-14 with 7.5 minutes here to go in this third quarter. Wayne Hills just desperately not trying to give up more points here in this game. The handoff, and that is a Old Japan touchdown, just adding insult to injury. And it's a 46-21 game now. Wayne Hills is now, I'd say, officially dead in the water.
Devin in that game, 30 carries, 165 yards, and 4 scores.
Yeah, back from injury too, Mike. That's just what the Old Japan competition doesn't need, is a healthy Devin, 165 and 4.
Second week in a row, Wayne Valley has been beaten up. This time, Mount Olive goes to 7-0, 31-17. Give it to me, Vin. First quarter, Wayne Valley going to get on the board. Braden Dunn. Again, when they shoot this stuff from the blimp at Mount Olive, it looks pretty cool. 58-yard touchdown, 7-0. Second quarter, it's now tied at 7. Indians retake the lead. Danny Perillo, 7 yards to Kyle Betts. It's 14-7. Wayne Valley is playing really good football right now. The problem is, there's a new nickname in the state of New Jersey for high school football, and he goes by the Specialist. And that's all this guy does. On special teams, Braden Longo is flat out sensational. The Specialist brings that back 87 yards, ties it at 14. Late in the half, Wayne Valley just kicking it away.
Prime time.
And it's once again
prime time.
Specialist.
He's like, his nickname could be Hester, Devin Hester. I mean, come on, man. The guy scores 2 touchdowns out of the backfield, has a kickoff return for a touchdown. So you're in the bleachers and you're like, there's no way he's going to return a punt for a touchdown too, right, Mike? There's no way, right, Mike?
He does.
Oh, man.
67 yards. It was huge. It was the momentum swing that they needed. And you mentioned it, partner. He had 2 on the ground as well. In the fourth quarter, the lead was 21-17, but Longo answers and says, go home, everybody. 18 carries, 140 yards. That's his second rushing touchdown. 31-17 Marauders. Oh, boy. West Morris on Friday night. Elsewhere, West Morris, we just talked about them. They go to 8-0, and it's going to be a dandy when they play on Friday night. This one got away from the Gales from Roxbury pretty quick. Hit it, Vin. Third quarter, Mike Finley, who was terrific in the game, 10 carries, 130 yards, and 3 scores. That 8-yarder gave the Wolfpack a 21-3 lead. Fourth quarter, Jim, we saw Finley go from 80 last week, here from 55. Hayes in the barn, 34-3.
And think about it. Roxbury led this game 3-0. It ended 34-3. Apparently, the Wolfpack O-line was not looking ahead to Mount Olive. They took care of business against Roxbury, and the defense, high marks, kept them out of the end zone.
My team, Hoboken. And Hanover Park, we showed you that earlier. They stayed perfect. That thriller, 7 lead changes against West Essex. Hoboken now, 8-0. They're going to finish the regular season unbeaten. Belleville, I like this. The Ivy League, we're going to be calling that championship game next Wednesday night on the Super Football Conference Network. Belleville, 40-22 over Kearney. Jordan Armstrong, the quarterback, 12 of 18, 204 yards and 3 scores. As a team, they rush for 248. They're really complete. Tomorrow night, Ivy League semifinal against Ridgefield Park.
Yeah, Ivy League is working. They've done a great job, Danny Vivino and the boys in the Super Football Conference. It's basically a new champion every year. It's just been a breath of fresh air for these teams who are involved in this. And, hey, it's all coming down to this. And, by the way, Hoboken, you said they're going to finish undefeated and win the division. They have one more game left. Barely, you don't think Pascack Hills, don't they play Pascack Hills?
They're going to beat them. No problem. No problem. And Mike Gerst, his Fort Lee team, tomorrow night will be in the other Ivy League semifinal. They beat Demarest 18-0, thanks in part to quarterback Luke Senatori. 21 carries, 178 yards, and 3 touchdowns. So there's 8 left, Jim. There's 8 left in that unbeaten thing in the Super Football Conference. Now, Red Bank Catholic's not in the Super Football Conference, but they were unbeaten until they ran into America's top athletic directors team, the Paramus Catholic Paladins. And I think we got a little something here, right? What is
That's for you. This is from Mrs. LaFond. Remember, she was critical of the helmet selection early in the season. So she made me this beautiful shirt. It's got the Paladins up top, very glittery. It's spectacular. Thank you so much, Mrs. LaFond.
I miss her. I feel like I saw her 5 weekends in a row.
Her sons had a terrific night at the point of attack.
Yep, and your team, this was a huge win for you guys. You had to have it against Red Bank Catholic. And I think when I did the game a couple weeks ago, because you're doing your AD stuff, you can't really pay attention that much. And even though you lost that night to Bergen Catholic, I said, Jim, I really like your sophomore quarterback. And he did it again. He played really well. Your defense played really well. And the Caseys of Red Bank Catholic, they ain't unbeaten anymore. Hit it, Vin. First quarter, A.J. Lopez, Jim, makes the big play, 63-yard interception return. The good guys up 7-0.
Yeah, Lopez is having a really good year. You know, when this guy had offers coming out of freshman year, you were like, wow, really? You're seeing it now, Mike. Number 7, both sides of the ball. He's athletic. He played basketball at PC. He's a gamer, too. I like that about him.
Love this throw. Martin to Aiden Acevedo. Really, really good throw. 15-3 PC, second quarter.
Yeah, I think the best thing about this night for Owen Martin, Mike, he spread it around. Look, we know what he has in Nikai Martin, but he really spread it around. Listen, St. Thomas Aquinas did something. I mean, Red Bank Catholic did something crazy. They put points on the board in the blink of an eye. Look at the time in the second quarter, Mike. It's 10. Okay, they scored 10 points in the final 10 seconds.
Choo-choo in the end zone. 2 yards out, 22-13. You called me after the game. You couldn't get over the freshman kicker on Red Bank Catholic. This is the last of his 3 field goals from 39.
I mean, how many schools have a guy that can make 3 field goals in a high school football game? They scored 9 points by virtue of the field goal.
And I say it all the time. I love that sophomore lefty. Look at him, DeJulian Franco. Huge win for America's top AD and his Paladins. 30-16.
But just great that he's finding different receivers. Martin, Acevedo, Franco, Chuoto. You saw him on the plunge there, getting a little healthier. And Rowan Martin is growing up before our eyes. It's great to see. He's got great feet. He's got compete level. He's a multi-sport kid growing up. He's a 3-sport kid growing up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you're sort of seeing his athleticism. You know, listen. The one thing that is so impressive about him is his temperament. You noticed it against Bergen Catholic. I mean, most sophomores in that spot, he's not a lifelong quarterback.
Right.
You'd be kind of shaking in your boots a little bit. You're going up against the 4-time defending champs. He looked like he was playing anybody else. Listen, was he victorious? No. Did he compete his tail off? Did he stick his face in there on a bunch of runs? Yeah. You knew that night Rowan Martin had arrived.
No doubt. All right, Vin, we're on the road again next week, Jim. We're leaving the Shannon Rose and we're heading over to the shadow of MetLife Stadium. It's a Thursday night show because on Wednesday night we have the Ivy League Championship. So next week's show at Reds will be Thursday night, same time, 7 o'clock, just 24 hours later.
Well, you're having a good time on that bus there. I look much more serious than you on that bus.
We'll be back after this.
Bergen Catholic is an all-boys Catholic high school located in Oradell, New Jersey. Learn about the Bergen Catholic difference at our upcoming open house on Wednesday, November 5th at 6:30 p.m. Hear our students, parents, coaches, and administrative team describe our commitment to academic excellence, top-rated college placements, and our crusade to help young men become the best version of themselves. As a school community, Bergen Catholic celebrates our faith, underscores what it means to be a gentleman, and explores ways to lead in an ever-changing world. At Bergen Catholic, we are Catholic gentlemen and leaders. A few spots remain for our next open house on November 5th, so register today at bergencatholic.org.
It's the biggest deal in breakfast, Dunkin's $6 meal deal. You get a medium iced or hot coffee, bacon, egg, and cheese, and 6 toasty hash browns. Dunkin's $6 meal deal is back.
When the game is on the line, you need a team who knows strength, recovery, and performance. At Alliance Orthopedics, we keep athletes moving. Stronger, faster, and better every day. For every parent, for every athlete, Alliance Orthopedics. Better every day.
Welcome. Come on in.
Looking for mental health services for you or your loved ones? We have a signature way to pair you up with a therapist that meets your specific needs. At the Lucan Center, we are driven by science and led by compassion.
Thank you.
Experience the Lucan difference at any of our 7 locations in northern Jersey. Log on to lucancenter.com or call us at 201-409-0393. At Lucan Center, get Lucan centered today.
So you think you have the best fans? Then prove it. This season, the FSC will highlight the best fans in student sections. And at season's end, we'll select the best fans of this football season. But you can't win it if you ain't in it. So send your photos and videos to admin@superfootballnetwork.com. SFC Fan Base of the Week is presented by Apple Green. Enjoy your journey. Buddy Darren Cooper. Here we go, and I guess I forgot my Vanderbilt jersey tonight.
Oh, harsh, Jimmy. Harsh, Mike.
Does LSU even have hockey?
No, this was a special. You guys are learning a lot about me, but I have a collection of hockey jerseys that's almost close to 100. And for my 40th birthday, a bunch of my friends gave me a knockoff like LSU jersey. Yeah.
Are these on hangers? Are they mounted? Like what?
No, I wear them. They're mine. Yeah.
So you may be able to get Brian Kelly's wardrobe in a couple of weeks.
Probably will.
They're in trouble. So you took last week off from New Jersey high school football. I
did.
And you went out to Louisiana.
I had a football road trip even you guys would be jealous of. Friday night, Friday night I went to Salmon High School, Fountain Blue High School.
Wait a minute, this is when they come on the field?
The Fountain Blue Bulldogs. That's the band. That's the pride of the Southland band, or whatever it was in Fountain Blue. One of the best bands I ever heard. These are 2 5A schools. But the crazy
5A is
Class 5. Group 5. The thing and that's my game. Saturday I went to the Tulane game. And we're in Yeoman Stadium for Army Tulane. You know, we didn't have a North Jersey kid at Army this year. The first time in a long time.
It was an amazing thing when Army sang their fight song at the end. Tulane joined them. That was really nice.
And then 4 o'clock after that Tulane game, then we went to the Southeastern game, Southland Conference football.
I got to be honest, I'm shocked about the lack of people in the stadium.
Well, this is early. That's early. I was taking that's for you, Mike. I take those pictures for you.
What are they tailgating?
We were tailgating, yes, Mike.
Okay, I like what you did last week because you threw some things out there where it's like, okay.
I'll tell you what, we don't have any pyrotechnics in New Jersey.
That was a high school game.
That was a high school game.
I was blown away. The presentation. Now I've been to high school games in the last 9 weeks in 4 states. How many people can say I'm really proud of that? Actually, but it's like New Jersey, Louisiana, Texas, and Florida. And I just was telling these guys this before we went on. You know who's got the best officiating? New Jersey. Who's got the best game presentations? And everybody else.
Really?
Yes. With the bands and the fireworks, it's something. But we don't have the space, and we also don't have anybody new. Those 2 schools I showed from Louisiana, one of them was like 10 years old. What's the newest school in the Super Football Conference? We already looked it up. Jim McConville and I looked it up. What's the newest school? Ooh, I stumped them both. That's pretty good.
The new, you mean like new construction? Or
like newest, like what most recently opened. It's a good question, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's Passaic Tech, 1970, according to the stat man.
Oh, really?
And so it doesn't happen elsewhere across the country. Other places are opening school. But anyway, all right, let's talk.
You know where they might light off fireworks?
Tell me.
If somehow, some way, because you threw one at me, that in North 4, sitting at 17 right now in the PowerPoints, is Bergenfield, and you think they can still sneak into the playoffs?
Yes. Now listen. Everybody watching, every football coach in North Jersey is trying to figure out how these PowerPoints work. What's this UPR, OSI? Do yourself a favor. You're not going to figure it out. There's that guy in Central Jersey who has figured it out. But it's so hard because the way Vivino and them constructed the formula, it builds and grows on itself based on everybody's results. Okay. So if you want to sit there and figure out what are Bergenfield's chances, well, then you have to look at every opponent of Bergenfield and every opponent for Bergenfield and find out their wins to calculate it. But what we do know is wins matter. You know a win matter. Right. So a win for Bergenfield over Teaneck. First of all, we had Bergenfield on, second week?
Yeah.
That's a great story. I hope they make it. Yeah. I think we're all
it's a ridiculously good story because at one point they were 1-5, and then victories over Milburn and Eastside, right? And
correct.
And now here they are sitting here on a 2-game win streak going into Teaneck, and their playoff season is on the line.
So just because I can't remember, I think too many teams get in the playoffs anyway. In these things, is it 16 teams that get in?
16 of the.
All right, so I'm thinking in the old days it was 8, so it's not that big of a stretch.
It's super section, so it's 16.
Right.
Remember we talked about this last week? The northing number. You remember the northing number, Mike?
Yes.
The snake. We're not doing the snake. We're doing the northing number. There's some people really mad about this northing number thing. There's somebody in the crowd, as a matter of fact, over there from West Milford, who's not really thrilled with the northing number thing.
It's ridiculous.
It's going to mess up some of this. It's going to imbalance some of the north section.
So how do you know? Is this just the Cooper, crystal ball, SFC Man of the Year? Like, do you have inside information? Like, you're picking who you think is going to be the Man of the Year?
It's Mike Quick, isn't it? I thought it'd be Mike Quick. I will
That's
say,
a century.
It's a wonderful thing the conference has done, doing something like this to honor the kids for their off the field contributions and their academic contributions.
Steve DiGregorio, in his honor,
fantastic, and it's a great prize. And boy, we've all picked players of the year, or and sometimes, and it's hard. It's hard. And you almost come to a point sometimes when you say, whoever I pick is pretty good. Yeah. So whoever becomes the Man of the Year will be a great choice.
Yeah. So you don't have any inside information?
If I did, I wouldn't tell you, Mike.
Dan, where's Dennis? Where's Den?
But Mike,
when do they pick the Man of the Year?
Everybody has one, Mike.
Yeah, but isn't there there's an overall Man of the Year?
There will be an overall one, and then they get a big party at MetLife, and
they all go to MetLife, all the nominees, correct? Every school.
There's like semifinalists.
Oh. When is that? In December or January?
It's December.
It is December.
And then we got a schedule. We got to put out a schedule show, Mike, in January.
Mrs. LaFont.
Yeah.
Her son is our nominee, Mason LaFont.
Oh, good.
Yeah, forward and bound, Mason LaFont.
I love it.
High character, great player.
You saw it earlier. We talked about it on the show. It is truly one of the most bizarre seasons in 36 years of covering high school football that I've ever seen, this St. Joe's Montvale season.
St. Joe's, yeah. When's the last time somebody had 2 forfeit wins?
Well, and 2, you got to remember, in the preseason, Darien High School was supposed to be their game scrimmage. They said we're not coming like 4 or 5 days before. Then put that up there. It is to see 1 is crazy. To see 2 is like hitting the lotto. Like, and then you have those 2 losses. It's one of the most. I don't even know what's the term you used before, Jim.
Discombobulated.
Discombobulated. Good word.
And then they go to Bergen and DePaul, then hit it. So. Well, it's funny. It's week 8. What do we know about St. Joe's? We know that there was 2 games that they lost. They could have won. Come on, Ben, pop around.
And we know it's still kind of out there for them.
Yeah.
Right? If they win Saturday, we're going to be sitting here Thursday talking about, is Joe's merit a 1 seed, a 2? Well, they're going to 1 over, but do they get a 2 seed in the playoffs? They have a case.
I mean, listen.
You know who wants them to win?
St. Peter.
No. DePaul. because that if St. Joe's beats Bergen, that DePaul game on Halloween night against St. Joe's is a huge game for DePaul because now they go into the B.
Yeah.
And I just think my guess is that every Spartan out there is going to be rooting for St. Joe's to beat Bergen Catholic, except maybe Nicky because he doesn't want his brother to lose.
I just feel like on Saturday, boy, Joe's is going to be fired up, right? I mean, they've had the week off. They've got all this to prove.
I mean, you know the way coaches like to frame things up? I think Augie's framed this one up as one we have to have.
It's like also our last shot, too, guys. This is it. This is our last shot.
Yeah, but hold on a second. Hold on a second. I mean, if St. Joe's loses 21-17, 24-21, I mean, I know, you can't keep losing these tight, overtime, 2-point conversion, but I mean, again, it's rinse and repeat. We're going to do it all over again. They might not get the home playoff run that they want, but boy, they got a pretty good horse in the race even when we get to the postseason.
I hear you, Jimmy. You know what to me happens, though? It becomes your identity, though.
Yeah.
We become the team that's winning with 3 minutes left. And on the flip side, Bergen, if the same situation happens, let's say we're in the semifinals and Bergen-Joe's. Oh, Joe's is up 17-10 with 5 minutes left. You don't think anybody at Bergen think, oh, we got this.
I also could see, Mike, I could see Cooper sitting down on that late Friday night at MetLife at about 11 p.m. writing that column saying, it was a season left for dead. Nobody believed in them. Forfeits, close losses, but in the end, the Golden Dome of Augie Hoffman reigns supreme.
It's a good story. It would be a good story.
Van, pop it on.
You love stories.
Coop, look who is finally on the taxi squad.
Hoboken, baby!
It's about time. It's about time. So Hoboken, my guys, are finally on. Joe Borkowski's guys, they're finally on. They go to 8-0. Dumont. Barrington's boys are on 30-24 against Pascack Hills. It may be short-lived, Coop.
Big game for Dumont, baby.
Ramsey.
We talked about how they'd never beaten Mawa before. I was doing the research today. They're 0 for 15 against Ramsey all time.
And Ramsey coming off a loss.
Yeah,
that doesn't help.
A big loss. All right, at number 11, West Milford, they move up a spot. That big 31-0 victory against Sparta.
First time they've ever shut out Sparta in school history.
It's a real, and that not only is it a good win, it's
they're rolling. Come on now, Vernon at home next.
Yep, and we'll talk to their guys in just a bit. At number 10, Hanover Park. They come up one spot after that thrilling 7-lead change victory against West Essex. They will go to 9-0. They'll beat the guys out of Newark, Wequahic.
Wequahic's pretty good, man.
Doesn't matter. They're going to beat them. Westwood, 7-1. Coach Bobby, guys, showed you what they did to Ramsey. Tricky game.
Sneaky trap game, Mike.
Sneaky trap game with Riverdale.
Westwood, you can just tell, is just bothered by the Caldwell Bulls, and they are taking out on everybody else.
East Orange, they stay at 8 with the loss to West Orange, 14-3.
Yeah.
At number 7, Shabazz. They come up 2 spots after the convincing double-up victory against Kinnelon. At number 6, West Orange up 4 spots after the victory 14-13 over East Orange. Their only losses on the season to Shabazz and Phillipsburg. At 5-3 Bloomfield to close the regular seasons. Any thoughts, guys?
I mean, what do they have? Bloomfield's coming up, so I like their chances.
At number 5.
Wow.
This is where it gets fun.
Yeah.
All right? Because we're going to lose unbeaten teams next week. Number 5, West Morris. Mike Finley, sensational. They are playing. Go ahead, Vin. Number 4, Mount Olive.
Wow, that worked out nice.
A huge game. Brian O'Connor's guy, our coach of the week a week ago, they beat up on Wayne Valley. In the last 2, they've won the last 2 versus West Morris. Ramapo, I spent time today over at Ramapo with Coach Nick. Pop it up there. They go to Northern Highlands. I spent time over there with Coach Dave today. I enjoyed my day buzzing around Bergen County, talking to those guys. Grusser and Hayward used the way against Hackensack. It's going to be a lot of fun. Northern Highlands, 375 yards in the victory against Ridgewood and Old Japan. They just do it again. Zach Maselli. All right, cool. Pop it up here. He's not the best player, but could you say that Zach Maselli could be the most exciting player?
Oh, I think you could make a case. He is the best player. He's been fantastic.
You mean even with the public schools or everything?
When you sit, let's get to the end of the season and see how
he's
far Old Japan
electrifying.
go.
He's so much fun to watch.
He was good last year too.
Oh,
he was good last year.
He is.
But you already start thinking about our North Jersey Player of the Year candidates, and you project Old Japan forward, and you think to yourself, Maselli kid's pretty good. One thing on Ramapo Old Japan, right? One thing on Ramapo Highlands. Last 6 meetings, 3 wins, 3 losses. 3 wins for both teams. Separated by 7 points total. It's like 149, 142.
It's by far the most intriguing game on the board. I know we're talking a lot about St. Joe's and Bergen Catholic, but because I think we're going to see St. Joe's and Bergen Catholic again, but I know Ramapo, Northern Highlands kind of the same. But I mean, Ramapo scored 40 points in their last 4 games. Northern Highlands coming off a shutout. It's just a great position here.
They're so similar. The matchup is so perfect. If we went down the roster, we'd be like, oh yeah, Vander Snow is like him, and Gino is like him. It's just a great matchup, top to bottom.
Mike, I ask you this to end the segment every week. I'm going to tell you where you're going to be. Friday, you're going to be at Northern Highlands?
No.
Really?
No, I'm going to the NJIC championship game. The other league.
Oh, I thought that's on Thursday night.
Butler and Rutherford.
Okay.
That'll be fun.
And then Saturday you'll be at...
Saturday I get to go to Oradell. I park far, far away and just walk, and I enjoy it.
How come you don't come to Mahoney's backyard? I'd like to invite you. Do I have that right? Does Mahoney give you that? Does he give you the power of attorney to do that?
It is a fun environment there. It is small. It is congested. There's nowhere to move.
Yep.
But
Mike, you'll be calling Ramapo Northern Highlands.
Yes.
You met with both coaches today.
Yes.
What's your vibe on the game?
They're both really excited. I said I don't want to see any running time. They're both like, you're not going to get running time in this. They are.
It's always something crazy.
They are really excited.
Remember when the power went out a few years ago?
Correct.
It went out, it came back on, it went out.
Power went out twice.
All right, Coop, we got to get the good doctor up
Let's
here.
go.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you.
Derek Cooper.
All right.
Welcome back, buddy.
From the Lucan Center, Dr. Konstantin Lukin. Come on up here, Doc. Let's go. Stop talking to him, Matt. Let's get the good doctor up here.
Come on down. You're the next contestant.
No problem. Dr. Konstantin Lukin, the founder from the Lucan Center, the official mental health and sports performance partner of the Super Football Conference. Doc, good to have you.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, welcome, and thanks for all your support this year on the Super Football Conference and the Super Football Conference Network. And Doc, health and wellness, if you're around high schools like Mike and myself are over the last 30, 35 years, health and wellness is so important, and that's sort of the business you're in for these athletes.
For sure. So one thing I always like to think about is, again, remember, the athletes spend so much time practicing physically, right? If you think about it, it's nutrition, it's sleep, it's training, it's practice. One thing that a lot of these athletes are not necessarily paying attention to is the mental side. It's the emotional regulation side. It's the potential confidence. It's coming back from setbacks. The one thing that I always encourage everybody to think about, what do these two things have in common? It's the nervous system. Right? If you think about it, the nervous system is responsible for movement. So it's the same thing with emotional regulation. It's the same system. So if we begin to think of it that way, we're not thinking like, I'm training my body versus I'm training my mind. What you're really doing is that you're training the same thing, just from two different ways. Right? One's physical, one's emotional. So to me, it's just such a natural complement to what's already an athlete going through, to create this complete athlete from both points.
Doc, how much is this? Social media, cell phones, computers, internet. How much is this led to? Because like when I was in high school, you didn't hear this much 40 years ago. To me, it all correlates to when all this social media, because kids will read negative things about them because they may have thrown an interception, fumbled at the end of a game.
Right.
And the people are just unforgiving. How much do you see of that? And you need to try to get into their heads to get them to somehow relax.
It's very intense. And I just want to take your point and kind of make a distinction here between, yes, when something didn't go well, right, they see it everywhere. It's now their world. all they do is now think about it because they see it from friends, potentially from coaches. They go on social media. Every app that they're looking at, they're always getting the same message. So in their world, they're doing terrible because that's all the messaging that they're getting. So when they sometimes come to us, that's what we need to do, is to level set, right? We obviously suggest minimize that. How do we begin to regulate how you feel about what you're seeing? How are you able to bounce back, process some of the things that happen to you? How do you navigate the social environment in a very different way? So that is a big thing. On the other side, however, somebody does really well, it's kind of the same thing, right? All the positive messages, right? So I'd like to always highlight it's the intensity. Social media has created this intensity, which is hard because sometimes it becomes too inflated, and sometimes the person is really, really struggling, right? So we try to right-size the feelings for what happened, and I think that's a really powerful message.
Before we let you go, Doc, you guys have done a great job penetrating the market. Tell how many centers, Lucan centers?
So we started in 2014. Now it's thank God, it's our 11th year. We have 7 locations in northern New Jersey. We have 50 plus clinicians, psychiatrists, mental health providers, sports performance coaches. It's really a team effort. So be it an athlete's calling in, their families, we do presentations for different coaches all over the Super Football Conference. So that's a really big part of who we are. And of course, I would be amiss not to mention that we also do a lot of mental health work. So aside from sports, somebody struggling with any mental health issue, anxiety, depression, relationship issues, that is definitely something that we do as well.
50 schools opening up a little more now that they understand it is a big, because before people used to try to hide from it. Yeah. Are schools now more inviting to have you come in and your team come in and talk?
Yes, and again, one thing I always try to highlight is this point. The goal from how it used to be before, creating mental resiliency and mental toughness, the goal is still the same. We're still thinking about how to create it. But back in the day, the suggestion was don't think about it. Forget it. It happened in the past. Don't worry about it. Just put your face forward and let's move forward. Now, we're still trying to send the same message. Let's create mental resiliency. It's the same message. The only difference is how do we get there? So instead of forgetting about it, because then those feelings are just always there anyway because you need to process them. Now what we do, we have evidence-based practices of how to help to actually process the feeling. So when you're in the field, it doesn't get in the way. So that maybe 2 seconds that you would be somewhere else and not present on the field. That's what we do. We help people to optimize how they are and how they show up mentally on the field.
Well, Doc, we appreciate everything you're doing. You're a super friend of the Super Football Conference.
Thank you, guys.
Dr. Constantine Lucan,
great stuff.
From the Lucan Center, a huge friend and partner of the Super Football Conference. Speaking of the Super Football Conference, there aren't a lot of big regular season games left. We only have 8 left that we're televising. Here's a look. Here are your Duncan marquee matchups for the Super Football Conference Network in weeks to come. A great public school game on Friday night, October 24th. Once beaten Ramapo at once beaten Northern Highlands. Something has to give, so settle in with a nice cup of Joe and enjoy the game. And the following day, we'll be on the corner of Forest and Oradell as Bergen Catholic hosts St. Joe's Regional.
It's the biggest deal in breakfast, Dunkin's $6 meal deal. You get a medium iced or hot coffee, bacon, egg, and cheese, and 6 toasty hash browns. Dunkin's $6 meal deal is back.
We are a community of over 10,000 strong. We are thinkers, leaders, and volunteers. We are athletes, performers, and all Green Knights. We are a brotherhood and a family. We are the Vir Fidelis, the faithful man. We are St. Joe's. Join us at our fall open house on November 4th. Register today at sjrnj.org and experience what it means to think, lead, and serve as one of the Green Knights.
When the game is on the line, you need a team who knows strength, recovery, and performance. At Alliance Orthopedics, we keep athletes moving. Stronger, faster, and better every day. For every parent, for every athlete, Alliance Orthopedics. Better every day.
Prosperity is achieved one step at a time, with each success building on the last, transforming your money into something extraordinary. Whatever your goals, the team at Kearney Bank can help them take shape with products and services that help you master your money. Your first car, college tuition, a new home, even retirement. Let's make your dreams a reality together at Kearney Bank. Learn more today at kearneybank.com.
Because we have the Ivy League Championship on Wednesday night. So the Inside Super Football Conference this week in the Super Football Conference. Next Thursday night we'll be at Reds in Carlstadt on Thursday, 7 o'clock. Yeah. All right, here we go. No longer a Player of the Week. It's Players of the Week. That's the West football team. So there they go, the offensive line.
And that's what they look like on game day, Mike.
Yeah, in that win last week, they blasted Sparta. Look at these guys out there, throwing people around. How about Evan Malucci, 52, making blocks complete, 67. Where does he go? DeGraff over there. Let's see another one. Who else do we have? They all played great. Who's making a good block there? Whoa. I saw number 4 coming down, the wideout making a nice block on there, too. So West Milford, their offensive line, they're our Players of the Week. Vin, pop those dudes up there. There they go. All right, so I hope we have it from left to right. Are we lined up from left tackle to right tackle? Yeah. We are. All right.
Excellent.
So give a wave when we hit you. Tato Kupik, give a wave. 5'7", 600. There we go. Oh, so they're going right to left. All right, there we go. All right, 55, Kyle Schwarzlow. Where's Kyle? There we go. I love it. Center, Nick Manthe. Where's Nicky?
You got that one right, Mike. Mikey's right in the middle, Mike. You nailed that one, buddy.
Evan Malucci. I liked what I saw from 52 out there. And DeGraff, Ronnie DeGraff.
There's no doubt.
67, 6'1", 265. A junior, a big guy. Hey, guys, thank you for coming. Congratulations on the award. Whoever has microphones want to talk, no problem at all. I love the fact, third time this year, your offensive line, you guys have led the way for 300-yard rushing games 3 times. Why are you guys why are you so gelling for your offensive attack?
Well, I believe that we are a run-heavy team. We're athletes on the ball, on the line. We're not big boys. We have to create natural running lanes and open it up for our running backs to get big yards.
You're 5-5 a year ago. Did you get a sense that this could be a really good year in that victory? I mean, Sparta's a good football team, and you just beat them up. Did you get a sense that this team this year could be that dramatically improved?
I think that we had a good chance coming into the game. We've been working hard all year going into it, but we've been struggling the past couple of years. This was the year our breakout season started, I think.
Yeah, boys, you got to love it. I mean, Mike said 5-5, but really, if you go back in the history a little bit, when you guys were freshmen, that team was 1-9. Okay? So, in your time there, no matter what grade you are, the building of this program is just about complete here. I mean, you won your first division championships since 2004. This is an amazing run. I mean, just put it in perspective on the process to get to this point from 1-9 3 years ago.
We pretty much just improved over all the years and just got better and better throughout how the years went on.
I love it. Well, guys, listen, we appreciate you coming out here. I know you had practice. Congratulations. First division title, Patriot Red since 2004. But don't stop there. Keep it rolling, all right? Let's get those highs. Keep doing your thing, all right? Keep leading the way, man. You guys never get credit for anything. I love it. Congratulations. Yeah. And thank you for being here.
The pretty guys, Jeff and Aiden, they get all the credit, right? You guys did a great job.
Thank you very much.
Good push up front, no doubt. That's a really nice football story.
They kind of look like they could be guys like offensive linemen in Texas. They got that country type look to them. They have that feel. I like it. Coach of the week. I wonder who picked this guy.
Look at this.
Oh, my God. Oh, he's not smiling. Oh, my God.
Apparently, he coaches right after he comes out of the weight room. He looks jacked in this photo, does Coach Russo. Wow. But listen, it was well-deserved, Mike. And it was,
and, of course, we should say we make fun. Come out to the 3 here. Let's get the coach on here. Of course, Jimmy's the athletic director at Paramus Catholic. He has nothing to do as far as, well, he works during the day, but nothing to do with selecting the coach of the week. And I mean that, Greg. So congratulations. Look, you've played in some big games this year. I mean, a couple of games, Iona Prep, maybe, a little specialty team here and there. You win that one. I thought your defense was flat out sensational against St. Joe's. But you've done what you've had to do against Aquinas and against Red Bank Catholic. When you lose that game 58-48 to Iona Prep, how in the world do you keep these guys okay? Because it seemingly, once that game was over, you guys have been a different football team.
We do a really good job of just taking it week by week. It was early in the season, so you look at it and you're like, Iona Prep's a really good team. We scored a lot of points, and I think you even asked me after the game, hey, the defense didn't play well. What are you going to do? I'm like, the defense the first half, it was shut out, and then offense isn't playing well, and it's switched. It's kind of football. It's like, how do we do that, what we did in the first half, just longer? And that's what you show the kids. Look when you're doing things right, what's happening. Look when you're doing things and you're not, and what's happening. And you're able to stress it, and I thought they responded pretty well.
Mike, you're looking at Greg right here in the postgame, and I saddled up to this postgame, and of course he was happy. And Greg's doing this a long time. He's won a lot of championships, whether at Highlands or at Paramus Catholic, but every group is different. You know what I mean? And this is this year's group, and these guys, they've taken their lumps a couple times, but they've really just gotten better and better at what they want to do. And I thought, Greg, in your postgame to these guys, you told them how proud you were of them. But I know you felt good for them because, listen, man, whether it's Northern Highlands or Paramus Catholic, you ask a lot of these kids. You know what I mean? They're there in May, June, July, August, and when the losses come, you're kind of do at times you feel like you're selling them a bill of goods because when you get to a victory like this, it seems like it's all worth it for these kids.
Yeah, I mean, winning's hard. I mean, when you play good football teams and you're in this league, winning is going to be hard. So I try to tell them all the time, you're not going to apologize for winning a football game for things that happen. There's been games we played really well, came out on the short side of it, and I try to make them see every week, win, lose, draw. At the end, it's well, how did you play? If one play goes your way and one play doesn't, it's not like everything you did was wrong that week. I think a lot of times in football, results business. That's how you feel. But as a player, it's win or lose. The next day we're going to come in, we're going to get better, we're going to go to the next week. Yeah. And you keep going that way. And they've taken that mindset really well. It's why I was happy for them that they made the play at the end. They won the game. Because the margin in winning and losing in this league, it's small. So you can't just always look at the result. It's got to be well, how do we get there and how do we fix it going forward? And we're trying to build the program, so that's what we're trying to do all the time. And I think my kids have done a really good job with that.
Yeah, you can't enjoy it too long because we're about 200 yards south of Don Bosco, and that's where you'll be in 48 hours. Yep. Another one of those sort of inner tests, Mike, for a program, Greg. And you got a sophomore quarterback now, Rowan Martin. We've given him a lot of high marks, but
I love him, Coach. I love him.
This is an amazing challenge for him and this group that's kind of sprinkled in with a lot of young guys.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job. In this league, there's never any rest. I mean, whoever you play, the next week's going to be someone better or very similar, and anything can happen any week, and that's why I wanted to come back here and coach it, and that's why all the kids are here. Can't wait to do it.
Yeah, you know what, Mike?
Did you bring videos?
What's that?
Didn't you bring videos?
Videos?
Yeah, didn't you? I thought you wanted Coach to talk about some of the plays.
Yeah, no, I think we have some plays here.
Yeah.
Let's roll some plays of some of the boys. We had such a great start of Nakai Martin, and this is, Marco Green early in the season on fire, threw for 1,000 yards in the first 3 games.
Yeah, it was great part of the game. We were kind of struggling, and he was able to hit a play action, get the post over the top, kind of sparked it. And Nakai's a really good player. Marco is having a great year, and is pretty close to coming back now. So it's really fun for all of them. This is another one. This is a 4th down play in St. Peter's, pretty big play. I think we took the lead here. This is Marco. Oh, that's Rowan. That's Rowan against Bergen. It was 14-0 here. Made it 14-7. The kid had thrown 2 interceptions prior to that, and a lot of young guys in a game like that, you don't want to throw it. I was fine with it. He reacted. He played well the whole drive.
And this is the transition that a coach has to go through from one quarterback to the next. And your guys have done a really good job in rallying around Rowan Martin.
Acevedo there. He's been somebody's done a really good job where the ball hasn't found him, but people are now paying attention to Nakai a little more.
Julian right here.
And then Julian Franco has a big play on 4th down. I'm happy for him. This is a great play by A.J. Lopez. He baits him.
This was an exciting way to start a game.
No doubt.
But I think this is all part of the growth of this team. Young guys, AJ's just a sophomore. Now, the pecking order has sort of come to life in non-public, B. One thing before we let you go, I was having some fun with Mike Quick here, and bring up the picture of Mike and Coach Campy, and I asked you today about Coach Campy. You're a 1998 graduate of Paramus Catholic. You played for Coach Campy, right? This is Coach Carson's. The next one is Coach Campy. And, Coach Campy is such an instrumental figure in so many guys' lives, as he was yours. And, you kind of model your coaching around what you learned playing for him?
I love him. He coached me in 98. I think besides my father, no one's had as much influence on me. And you can see his mark really on all of football in this area. You look around the league, I kind of came up. Nicky and Anthony. Vito was a freshman coach at the time. Played varsity. Nunzio was there. When Bosco really got rolling, Coach Toll was at the helm, and he really built it. But most of that staff was the guys on Coach Campy's staff. They kind of went over there and they got it rolling, did a great job. And now you look at the league. Nick's at DePaul, Vito's at Bergen, Anthony's at the Jaguars, Chris Partridge is with Seattle. Those are all from Campy. He's been really instrumental. He pushed you.
Nuns?
Huh? Of course. Oh, Nunzio. That was Syracuse. I was thinking of those guys. Nunz is at Syracuse, does a great job. But all those guys, he influenced a lot of people. Joe Catrona at Saddlebrook. There's a lot of coaches that came up, and he made you think you could do things that, maybe your body couldn't. I always felt like he pushed guys really hard. He made people tougher. I think every coach I just named, all those guys do it in their own way. But the real main message was that, which is what he kind of instilled in everybody.
Do you ever make predictions?
Me? No, but I'll try for you. What do you want?
All right, Northern Highlands Ramapo.
Come on. I'm a Highlander, man. We're Highlands guys. I love the Grussers. I love Ramapo and a lot
Dave
of guys
Ford
over there.
had really nice things to say about you today when I met
They
them.
are, Highlands, those are my guys. This is the last group that they were in 8th grade when I left. And, a lot of these guys are people I know. And I'm sure my guy Calarco over there is going to make sure they're ready to go.
Going to Cornell.
No doubt.
That's great.
Great program, great people.
Yeah.
I'm always going to pick Highlands.
I love it. Well, listen, I love what you're doing. I love the toughness of your team. I love the resiliency. I love your quarterback. And listen, everywhere we go and we talk, everybody says, number 8, he's as good as anybody around. He is as good as anybody around.
And there's a lot of great athletic directors in North Jersey, but who makes the best freaking coffee in North Jersey?
This is the guy.
Yeah. There you go. When I met with you before the game, the Burton game, that was good coffee.
Yeah, that was good coffee.
That was really good coffee.
He's roasting the beans himself.
I got to calm him down a little bit.
How was the open house
This guy
tonight?
calms down with coffee.
I'm over here. We're both probably in trouble now.
Exactly. Here we go. Team of the week. Thank you, Coach. I appreciate it. Team of the week, Newark Central. That 4-point win. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it. 20-16 over Cedar Grove. Deshaun German. Touchdown run, touchdown catch, touchdown pass, had an interception. They won 4 of their last 5. Last year, Jim, they lost to Cedar Grove 44-6. They will go to 6-3 on the regular season because they will beat Newark Collegiate on Saturday. And that's it until what we do again over the weekend. Friday night, games of the week.
Woo! I'll tell you, there's some good ones here.
Yeah, I'll be on Ramapo, Northern Highlands, with Kevin Conley. Then I'll be with you on Saturday for St. Joe's Burton Catholic PC. And really, Russo could just go hang out here. He's literally a stone's throw from Don Bosco. And then DePaul, Del Barton. I want to see if DePaul's offensive line will come out against the Green Wave the way they played against St. Peter's Prep, because we started the show with them, and to me, that unit last Friday night was as good as I've ever seen.
I'm expecting a big response, from Del Barton and Tafuri. They had been playing pretty good football coming into that game, 3-3 against Bergen Catholic.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, you're taking on the 4-time defending champs. Was it a setback, Mike? Maybe, but just temporarily. I think Brian Bauer's team's heading in the right direction. I think that's going to be a really good. I think that's going to be a really good football game. Del Barton and DePaul. They played an absolute classic a year ago.
52-51.
Yeah.
Barton.
Something tells me Nicky's going to remind the boys of that one.
It's time to go. Say goodnight to the Shannon Rose. Do you do an Irish accent?
No. That's you.
All right, lad. It's time to cozy up to the bar. We're out of here.
Welcome. Come on in.
Looking for mental health services for you or your loved ones? We have a signature way to pair you up with a therapist that meets your specific needs. At the Lucan Center, we are driven by science and led by compassion.
Thank you.
Experience the Lucan difference at any of our 7 locations in northern Jersey. Log on to lucancenter.com or call us at 201-409-0393. At Lucan Center, get Lucan centered today.
Jets fans, clear the runway. Justin Fields and the New York Jets are taking on Myles Garrett and the Cleveland Browns on Sunday, November 9th at 1 p.m.
Under pressure, he'll be sacked!
Be there at MetLife Stadium to experience the action and energy of Jets game day.
Justin Fields all the way to the end zone.
Lock in your seats at nyjets.com/tickets.
When the game is on the line, you need a team.